This is Michael Kreuzwieser, a coach for sexuality and intimacy in relationships, and also a facilitator for transformative retreats
Workshops.
and workshops. So, would you like to say a little bit about what you do?
So my core of what I work with is how to reach a deeper intimacy and connection with yourself and each other as a single person or in couples. And for that I use a tantric approach and the tools of radical honesty, which is a meditation out loud of whatever I feel, think, and sense in my body. So that's the core of what I do. I use communication and body relating practices to get into deeper contact. Yeah, basically that's what I do.
Yeah, nice. And mostly in Berlin, Bali, different or
Mostly in Berlin and around Germany at the moment, and maybe spreading out to the south of Europe.
Yeah.
So wherever the calling is.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about male sexuality today and about the ideas that you have about this topic.
Yes.
So, any first thoughts on this?
Any first thoughts? When I look out in the world or into my own past, where I come from and where I'm now, what I see the most pressing or urgent things is that I see a lot of men that are under pressure. They're under pressure of performance, that they need to achieve something and that they need to stay in control of the situation, the experience that they have, and also that the woman or the man, whoever they're with, has. So it's a lot around control, not letting go, and that the responsibility is on the man's side.
Okay.
I think that is the main...
So feeling responsible for the pleasure of the woman, for example?
Yes, that.
And thinking that you have to perform.
That you have to perform in a certain way to fulfill something. And what is also... And I also see a lack of fulfillment on the man's side, that many men I perceive as very needy and not fulfilled. So there's a constant hole inside that somehow needs to be filled up, and the men, they try to fill it up with touch or sexuality, and it's not working. And also I see the tendency to use sex or intimacy to release your emotional load. So I'm stressing myself, or I'm angry and frustrated with myself, the world, my partner, and I go into sexual contact to unload the energy, the charge, which is not how I see what sex is for.
Yeah. Okay. What would you recommend instead then for the man?
For the man, and basically also for the woman, before I go into deeper contact with a partner, I take care of myself. That means I need to feel my body. So we are a lot in our heads. So to find any practice for yourself, to get grounded in your own experience. Feel my body, what's going on, what are the sensations. I'm emotionally loaded, I'm frustrated, angry. I can take care of that through different practices. There's like emotional release tools where you shake and bang and kind of just have 5 minutes of moving and shaking. Just get energy moving, and then maybe feeling your feet or do yoga or whatever helps you to let go in the first place and to feel yourself before I go into contact. This would be for me the first step, to check in with myself. Where am I at the moment?
Yeah.
And do I use my partner for something secretly?
Yeah.
And I can put it out loud. So
I guess you could also do that step together with your
you
partner.
could do that
even,
step
right?
together, and also to look at sexuality at something... I want to avoid the word sacred, but I will still use it. It's still closest to what I mean, that this is it's a very special place where we meet together, and to look at it like that it's not just I'm horny, I want to have sex. It's like two people come together and in a very intimate moment, and this is a very special place, and to treat it like that, to honor that moment. I think.
And to go in the right state, like you said, with the right preparation, with the right feeling, with the right intention.
The right intention, the right feeling. This can be slow or fast, but to basically, I think the core is to stay present, to notice, do I have some automatisms running? For example, when I was younger, when I felt like naked skin, then I automatically will proceed in touching, undressing, and somehow trying to get sex.
Yeah.
That this is like the automatic curve of what's coming.
Yeah.
And now I realize that there are many things I can have pleasure with, and sometimes sex is just not what is on the menu today.
Yeah.
Yeah? And to realize yourself, like, oh, actually it's fine to just cuddle. For example.
Okay. Yeah.
And what is more also very important for me is really, so I see there's a lot of performance stress, and what works for me the best is really to remember again and again that there's nothing to achieve. There's no goal.
Yeah.
We are very goal orientated in all actions usually we do. We perform in our lives, if it's in sex or whatever. So it brings a big relief to just look at sex at we come together, and the purpose of sex is to have sex, to be together, to have this magical moment together, and that it doesn't have to end in an orgasm or whatever. That this is just a very precious time we spend together and explore the sensations that are arising in that moment, and then you can have it for 5 minutes or 5 hours. To be curious and to be excited.
Letting go of the goal.
Letting go of the goal and letting myself go, which is in the body. Whenever I notice in my body I'm kind of stiff and I'm holding my muscles, it's blocking the energy flow. It's also why man, or like when the energy relax and breathe, when the energy gets stuck in the genitals, then it needs to unload through the genitals. So then the urge to come is much bigger. But as when you change into deep breathing and allowing my body to move, the energy can flow more free in your body, and it's more likely that it's a different experience, and that I don't have that pressure I need to have my orgasm.
Okay. So, would you recommend playing with the orgasm or ejaculation in the case of men?
Yeah, there's a lot of research done. You can read it in many books that you ejaculate, you lose energy, you lose connection, you emotionally disconnect from the woman and yourself, and you have a very clear drop in your energy level. If you pay attention to that, you will feel it. And to make a clear decision, it's not that it's forbidden and that you never come, but for me, it's I decide, okay, today it's fine, I can come, and then I'm also in peace with that I don't make a rule of it. I can never come because this is bad. It's not good, it's not bad, everything's fine, it's just a different experience. And that I choose actively what is the experience I want to have today.
Yeah.
So, and if I want to like surf with a woman on their wave, I will be out of the game in the moment I come. So if we want to have more fun together for a longer time, it's necessary to not come, to not ejaculate. And it's also to keep the energy. So you can come out of sex and you can be highly vibrant, alive, and beautiful.
Use it for other.
And you can use the energy for whatever. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but I like the idea that it's a choice, obviously. Like, I guess
it's a choice.
Never make a dogma out of it or something. But I think it's an interesting idea to experiment with that and, have more time in bed.
Yeah, more time is definitely very relevant. And to play with it and to really feel into yourself and to catch yourself when you start to compress, when you start to need to go somewhere, when you start to serve the other person rather than yourself, which is fine, but in a way of I need to fulfill something, then there's this performance stress, or my dick needs to be hard or not, or it's all creates a lot of pressure and takes you out of the experience, because then you become busy with that instead of feeling your body, feeling the other body, having a beautiful, lovely connection. It always takes you out of the experience.
Maybe it should be made clear that I think it's not only for men what you said. I think it's kind of also for women, and I also know women, for example, some women, they would get very upset if the man doesn't come for some reason, right? They're like, but am I not attractive enough or whatever, or like, am I not good enough? Or if she herself doesn't come. So it's this goal-orientated attitude, I think, can also exist in women. And yeah, it's just natural anyway, this goal orientation. But yeah, nice to experiment with it and try to just be instead of achieve.
Yes, to be. That's the goal. The not goal is to be.
The
to
not
be present.
goal.
And also to take full responsibility for yourself. That means to recognize when you go into stories, to recognize when you blame the other person for the experience that you are having. When you don't feel fulfilled, that you blame the other person, which is not, there's nobody to blame. It's basically what can I allow in my body to arise on sensations and to go with that reality instead of looking at the other person, that the other person needs to fulfill me. It's for any aspect in relationships, is that I own my stuff. I'm angry, it's my story. I make myself sad, I make myself angry. I make myself not be excited. When I'm not excited in sensual contact, this is what I create. This is always my own creation. If I don't feel very sensual and disconnected, this is what I do.
It's not that the woman is not good enough or attractive enough.
No, and then to realize my Hollywood dramas in my head. I'm not good enough. He or she doesn't love me, and blah blah blah. It's a lot of drama creation, and to stop that.
Yeah, nice.
So for me, one of the main keys is also honesty. I refer to radical honesty. That's my practice. That means I reveal myself completely. For men, there's this big thing. I need to stay in control emotionally, which is keeping you away from having a deep sensual experience and a deep intimate experience. The more you show, the more you can be touched by reality. The more I open, the more I show my fears. Like, this is one of the major keys, is that I express I'm afraid of this, I'm insecure, I make myself insecure, I'm wondering if you enjoy this or that.
Yeah.
I have the story in my head that you don't want to have sex with me because you just turned your head. Is that true? So there are some really good tools.
That can be very helpful, I think.
You just ask. You make reality check. I'm imagining that you don't want to have sex with me. Is that true? And then you hear yes or no, and then you can stop being busy in your head.
Yeah, I like that.
It's always about getting out of the head, which goes through sharing your experience and just asking and revealing, I'm afraid, I don't know. And that's fine. So
nice. Okay. Any last things that we haven't covered and you would like to add, or
any last things that I would like to add? At the moment, no. I think the core is the honesty. To make myself vulnerable, to share, to let go of the goal, to let go of the performance, to take care of myself first, and to allow this sacred space to unfold.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.
So, yeah, stay tuned. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for watching. And there will be more interviews and videos forthcoming, so keep on checking out this YouTube channel.